I'd like to show you how to remove and replace the belt on your DPI Eyetracker. The belt is found on the top of the staging unit, connects to the super screws and the ball screw and the super nut. And first thing you want to do is remove the cables from the side, including the staging cable. Get a better view here. So you notice all the cables are off. Then you want to remove the actuator, which is the little finger that sticks down, that connects for the up and down limit switches. Comes off very easily. You can leave the screw in the hole if you like. Set the actuator aside. Then you want to loosen up the screws that hold the ball nut. There's 3 of them. Just loosen up a half a turn or about a turn on each one. I've tried through the years to replace each of the set screws with a number 8 screw. In some cases you may still have a set screw and you'll have to use a smaller Allen wrench to loosen them. So once they're loose, you should be able to lift the head right off of the ball screws. Set the head aside. Often your electronics box would be right next to it. You can set the optics head right on the electronics box, and that exposes the chain mechanism. Now, to remove the chain is very, very easy. You'll need your number 10 driver. You'll loosen the screw at the top of the motor, the 2 screws at the top of the motor, just loosen them. That makes the motor be able to move left and right. And then once you do that, the chain will easily move all the way forward. It loosens the chain. Now you have the chain. Next thing you want to do is take the new chain, and wrap it on the outside of each of the gears. Then bring it back through the middle and reattach it to the motor. So you notice we're on the outside of each gear, and then back through the middle and attached to the motor. Then it's just a matter of pushing the motor forward, and it's nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it, it's not necessary. But just put a bit of pressure on it, tighten up the 2 screws, and make sure the tension stays. Should be taut but not over tight. Now, this is very important. The next thing you need to do is make sure that all the ball screws are the identical height from the top of the gear to the milled part of the screw. I like to use something commonly found in the shop, such as a simple B&C T. And I set it right on the top, and I raise the screw until it's exactly that height. Do that on each one. Otherwise, the system gets in a bind, which you could fix later, but it's nice to get it started off on the right foot. Then, gently set the optics head right on top. Now, you probably can't see it at this stage. You have to get on its level. And I'm going to move the camera aside since I'm filming by myself this morning. I'm going to get a chair where I can sit, get a nice view. Now I'm going to set the optics head up. I can see all the holes underneath. And I'm going to make sure that they each line up in a hole, and it sits down perfectly. Then I'm going to re-measure it. Take your measuring tool again and make sure, and here's what I like to do. I'd like to raise it up to where it fits at the top of the mount on each one. So I started off with the right height, but I do need to increase it. That kept it from binding when you set it on. Gives you a good starting point. So you do each one of these height, readjust them, and make sure everything, you got to do it a second time because moving one will affect the others. And then that's it. Then you retighten each of the screws holding the ball screw in place. Once you've done that, reconnect all of your cables. Get your actuator and reattach the actuator. And watch, when you do the actuator, make sure you don't bend the switches on the side. So as you come into the top switch closes. It's a normally that switch is closed to allow the system to go up till it reaches its limit. And then once you do that, you're ready to test. And then what you do with the electronics box is you actually lower the system. Remember, up and down, the chain is only concerned with the up and down motion. So lower it, make sure it goes down nice and smooth, very smoothly, and so it goes up and down very smoothly. It should go down to the bottom limit switch and stop. Then you should be able to raise it up. If you can't raise it up, that means that the actuator didn't push the limit switch in all the way. So you'll need to loosen the limit switch one more time, push it toward the switch, then tighten it down. There's a small bit of slop. And this is designed to be very sensitive to the up and down positions to make sure you don't overshoot. And that's how you replace a chain.